Think about the last time you came home from a truly exhausting day. The kind of day where you felt totally overwhelmed, stressed out, or just defeated. You walk through the door, drop your stuff, and sit on the couch. And without even thinking about it, you grab a pillow and squeeze it tight against your chest. Or you wrap your heaviest blanket around your shoulders and pull your knees up to your chin. You make yourself as small as possible. Nobody taught you to do this. You just do it. It's your body's physical way of trying to hold itself together. But if someone walked in the room right then, you'd probably let go of the pillow. You'd feel a little embarrassed, like you were caught acting like a kid. Somewhere along the line, we were taught that growing up means facing the sharp edges of the world without any padding. We're told that needing comfort is a childish weakness we were supposed to outgrow. But it's not a weakness at all. From a neurological perspective, reaching for a comfort object when the world feels cold isn't a regression. It is a highly advanced, deeply hardwired survival mechanism. Today, we are going to look at the psychology of self-soothing. We'll explore why the instinct to hold on to things never truly leaves us, how softness physically alters your nervous system, and why simply hugging a pillow is exactly how your brain survives when life gets to be too much.
To understand why a tired adult still seeks out a weighted blanket or a worn-out sweater, we have to gently observe where this behavior begins. In the mid-20th century, a pediatrician and psychoanalyst named Donald Winnicott gave a name to a phenomenon every parent has witnessed. He called it the transitional object. Early in life, there is no clear boundary between self and caregiver. Warmth, voice, heartbeat, it all blends together. Then gradually, reality introduces distance. The caregiver steps away. The room becomes quiet. We experience something entirely new, aloneness. This shift can feel enormous to a developing mind. We face the terrifying, sudden realization that we are entirely separate, fragile, and alone. To bridge the devastating gap between the safety of the mother and the unpredictability of the outside world, a child will often select a transitional object, a blanket corner, a stuffed animal, a piece of cloth. This object is not just fabric. To the developing brain, it is a psychological vessel. It holds the continuity of safety. It carries familiarity, scent, texture, signals that say nothing has collapsed. It is the very first time we learn to self-soothe by transferring our need for security into something we can physically control. And this need for physical reassurance isn't poetic theory. During that same period, the depth of this biological need was proven in a famous series of psychological observations by Harry Harlow. By observing infant primates separated from their mothers, Harlow introduced two artificial replacements. One was made of cold, unyielding wire, but it held a bottle of milk. The other offered absolutely no food to survive on, but it was wrapped in a soft, warm terry cloth. The infants consistently chose the cloth. They would cling to the soft fabric for hours, only reaching for the wire when driven by absolute, unbearable hunger. The observation revealed something profound about the mammalian brain. We are biologically hardwired to require what is known as contact comfort. Softness, physical touch, and tactile warmth are not just pleasant luxuries, they are fundamental requirements for a nervous system to regulate itself. Without them, the brain perceives a constant state of threat. And this biological imperative does not politely vanish on our 18th birthday, it simply quietly adapts to our adult lives.
We like to imagine that we outgrow these tendencies, that maturity means emotional independence. But look closely at adult life. The transitional object rarely looks like a childhood teddy bear though sometimes it does, and there is a gentle validity in that too. More often, it takes on subtle forms: the oversized hoodie you refuse to throw away, the mug that feels wrong if someone else uses it, sleeping on the same side of the bed every night, watching the same series again even though you know every line. These are not accidents, they are anchors. When we experience exclusion or heartbreak, the brain interprets it as a threat. The same neural pathways involved in physical injury activate during social pain. In response, your body floods with cortisol, your muscles tense, your breath becomes shallow, you are pushed into a state of hypervigilance. This is where the quiet brilliance of the comfort object reveals itself. When you pull a heavy blanket over your shoulders or squeeze a pillow tightly, you are applying deep pressure stimulation to your body. This physical pressure acts as a tactile signal that travels directly to the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve is the biological brake pedal for the human body. When it is stimulated by soft, steady pressure, it activates the parasympathetic nervous system, the state of resting and digesting. By simply holding something soft, you are forcing the brain to dial down the production of cortisol. At the same time, this tactile comfort triggers the release of oxytocin, the hormone of bonding and trust, and serotonin, which stabilizes your mood. So you are not being childish, you are hacking your own neurochemistry to simulate the physiological safety of being held in moments when the world feels deeply unwelcoming. You are quite literally regulating yourself through touch.
As you're listening to this, something specific might already be coming to mind: a stuffed animal, a small toy, an object you never quite managed to throw away. Do you still have something from childhood like that? And when you see or hold it today, what does it quietly make you feel? If you're comfortable, share it in the comments. There is another layer to this reliance on familiar objects, and it has to do with cognitive load. Every day, your brain processes thousands of unpredictable variables. People change their moods, jobs become unstable, relationships require constant negotiation. The environment is demanding and uncertain. In contrast, a comfort object is perfectly predictable. Familiarity lowers the mental workload. Predictable textures and routines reduce the need for vigilance. A worn sleeve, a particular pillow, the glow of the same lamp every night, these cues whisper stability. In an unpredictable environment, reaching for these objects provides a profound sense of micro-agency. They offer a rare, controllable anchor in a room that might otherwise feel emotionally chaotic. The brain reads the absolute familiarity of the object's texture and weight as a clear biological signal that says, there is no immediate threat here. You can lower your guard. Over time, we pour meaning into these things. A familiar object becomes a silent witness to our private experiences. We transfer our own vulnerabilities into these items, allowing us to process difficult emotions outside of our own crowded minds. A stuffed animal becomes the keeper of childhood. A sweater carries the memory of a specific person. An object becomes a container for emotion. Letting it go can feel like erasing a part of yourself, because in a way, you stored part of yourself inside it.
As our world has changed, so too have the objects we cling to. Sometimes our modern comfort items are not physical things we hold in our hands. Sometimes they are digital. You might notice that during seasons of deep anxiety or depression, you lose all desire to explore new things. Instead, you feel a strong compulsion to re-watch the exact same television show for the 5th time. You might play a highly nostalgic video game from your childhood, or listen to the exact same album on a continuous loop. When your nervous system is already operating at maximum capacity just to get through the week, a new storyline is simply too expensive neurologically. A familiar show, however, is a digital security blanket. Because you already know exactly how the story ends, it requires zero energy to process. It provides guaranteed, predictable emotional safety. There's often quiet shame around these attachments. We hide them, we joke about them, we tell ourselves we should be past this by now. Culture equates resilience with detachment, and yet almost everyone has something, a routine, a texture. The behavior is nearly universal, even if the admission isn't. Of course, anything that soothes can become something we hide behind. If an object replaces all connections rather than supporting it, the balance shifts. But the instinct itself, the reaching, is not a weakness, it is adaptive.
Society will likely always praise the stoic. It will always champion the idea that we should face our pain with unyielding independence, completely detached from the material comforts of our youth. But the instinct to curl inward, to surround yourself with softness, to replay what you already know, these are not regressions. They are self-preservation. It is a profound display of emotional resourcefulness. It is evidence that your nervous system is intelligent. It recognizes distress and reaches for tools that have worked for thousands of years. So the next time you find yourself pulling a blanket closer or pressing a pillow against your chest, pause before you judge yourself. Your brain is simply doing what it was brilliantly designed to do, keeping you safe until you are ready to try again. And if you're interested in understanding the deeper psychology behind the small things we rarely talk about, the habits, instincts, and emotions that shape us, consider subscribing. This channel is where we gently unpack the hidden patterns behind everyday human behavior together.